like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, brother like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys.
Goddamn.
PRO Media Network.
All right. Shout out to the fam, man. Big ups to the fam, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for being in this live, man. We up in this thing, man. I got hey, y'all don't know. I don't know if y'all have seen this one here, man, but I've been laughing at this one, man, with Michael Irvin, man. I don't know if y'all seen it, man. We probably play a little bit of this toward the back end of the preview. I don't know if y'all heard this. What's up, Cowboy Nation? He went off, man. he went off. Unc crashed out, bro. I don't know if you mean crashed out. Crashed out, dude went crazy, man. And I don't know if y'all probably see it. Big ups to y'all, man. What's up? We the gods, big up She OG Jerry, Steel Bill, much love to the fam, brother Clint. I see you, bro. Say Doug, what's happening? Brother Dedrick, what's happening, bro? Greg Boswell, what's up, sir? Brother Gundam, what's up, man? Says Nick Underhill, shout out to Nick. Was trashing my Saints on the Patriots News Outlet podcast. Crazy. Nick Underhill, man, he usually be, I got to give it to him, man. Been listening to him. Hearing some of his breakdowns for a couple of years now, you know. But he has been a guy that's he been honest about stuff. You know, if he giving an opinion, the Patriots, man, the Patriots on a 2-game winning streak, they blasted down on Carolina, 2 weeks ago? That's 3 weeks ago. And they really stepped up and got secured a big win against the Buffalo Bills, which is the best team in the AFC East. A lot of those teams like New England, Miami, and what's the other team? The Jets are seen as a bit of kind of cellar dweller teams that Buffalo is running away with the AFC East. And for them to get an early divisional win against the Buffalo Bills, man, that was astronomical, man, for what they got going on. So they're riding pretty high right now. So they got a ton of talent too, man. A lot of good players. The Saints have to be not worry about, but keep an eye out or have some concern for, you know. So we'll see how it all goes. But shout out to your brother Gundam for that. And he might think it might not be a win for us, but we'll see. All right. So yeah. Yeah, that's right, Greg. I had to go through pain. Yeah, he said he had to go see God. We're going to play a little bit on the back end, man. I was listening to it. That's why I was on screen, man. But anyway, let's move on, man. Let's talk Saint-related stuff, man, as we in here. Shout out to the fam, man. I put this poll up on our community section of the Sports Coma page, YouTube page. And basically, I asked about a day ago about what do you think? I asked the family members who's going to win the matchup between the New England Patriots and the New Orleans Saints tomorrow, noon in the Caesar Superdome. Who's going to win that sucker? Well, look here, 84% of the Whodats out of the 430 people or 430 plus people polled If you didn't get your vote in there, please go to the community section of our page now and vote. And I'll check back to the poll later on in the broadcast. But this is what it's showing. 84% of the 400 plus people polled said that the Saints will win, and 16% says the Patriots will win. So that's gratifying in its own respects to see that kind of thing happening, right? So we'll see. But Gundam says, Q, respect your wisdom. Thank you, bro. I still love my Saints. Yeah, indeed, man. I mean, you're a diehard, bro. You're a diehard. So any commentary by I guess diehard Saints or Saint dedicated columnists or insiders, you would expect them to most of the side kind of lean toward the Saints, being that they see a little bit more. They're on the inside. They see these guys in template, so they kind of have what you would believe a deeper understanding of what's going on being in the building. But, I take, if you watch this team for a while, you can be able to just look at behavior patterns, man. Behavior. I'm a big studier and promoter of just pattern recognition, studying behavior patterns, not just of human folk, but just how things work, period. In history, I'm really big on history. I know when I was in school, that was one of my key subjects outside of, at the time, was social studies and all this kind of stuff. But I loved history because history taught you the cycle or the routine or a pattern on how things operate. And they all even tell you that if you do not know your history, you are doomed to repeat it because it's a pattern. It's a cycle, like the seasons and everything else. So you learn the pattern, you can be able to self-correct. You can be able to see what's coming. So, that's what I'm on. So I'm really big on that. But anyway, much love, man. All right. So anyway, what's up, A-Camp? Shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you. Say, is it true Ruiz is already back in the lineup? I don't think he's back in the lineup yet. I know he didn't hit the IR list yet, but he is trying to get back fast. He's trying to get back fast because he knows what time it is with Torricelli Simpkins, and it is saying they're saying that that he's active, and whether or not he plays or not, man, we'll see. We'll have to see, because at first we was looking at 4 to 6 weeks, but it is, come to think about it. Let me see if I could pull up an article on it, because I did hear something about it that he is on his way on the mend and get ready to come. He had a video that he did the other day where he was out talking about his recovery and about him getting back into the lineup and all this sort of thing. So, matter of fact, let's to kind of clarify some stuff. Let me spin the video for you, because he talks about this. And this was just the other day on the 10th, he mentioned it. So let me just put it here. Y'all put one in the chat if y'all can hear
back
this.
On the field. How are you feeling physically?
Physically feeling great. Blessed. All grace. By the grace of God, man, I was able to get back and get back there on that field. So feeling good. Happy to be back out there.
With you being able to be back with the team this week, how has it been just kind of jumping back in?
I was not that long. I was in the meetings last week every day. So just keeping things going.
When you look at what the Patriots do well, I mean, they're really good against the run. So what do you guys have to do to kind of help establish that area of things?
Run the ball well.
Start with you, man.
They're a talented up front, interior, got good guys in the interior. So big emphasis to be able to move the ball, run the ball, and get things rolling.
I was talking to Coach Nugent, and he said that Spencer does a really good job of getting rid of the ball quickly. How much does
when
that
he got time?
Oh, it does help. It's also great for him and the receivers, because he's getting through his reads fast, progressing, and game slowing down for him. And he's just getting to his reads and stuff quick, and he's making plays with his legs. So he's doing a lot right now. So it's great.
How much do you guys like the big explosive plays? I mean, because it's over in a second. You guys can go back and sit on the bench, right?
Yeah,
That's no explosive plays, Aaron.
I know the coaches love them. I know the fans love them. Explosive plays is special. Everybody benefits from it. It's great for momentum. So it's just great. It's great to have those explosive plays.
You weren't able to be a part of the game, but getting that first win, how good is that for the team?
Oh, it was great, man. It was great. Just that feeling again. It feels good to win again.
Thanks, fam.
Remembering that feeling, because that's what we're fighting for every week.
All right. So anyway, that's Cesar Ruiz, man. Let me put the kibosh on that. Yeah, Cesar Ruiz, man. And we can do all the soft shit we can talk about with Cesar Ruiz, but Cesar Ruiz to me is really is an issue with the Saints offensive line. I mean, they can say what they want about Cesar and try to sweet coat all this stuff all you want, but I've been telling people about Cesar Ruiz for a long time, and that Cesar Ruiz struggles. He struggles every game, consistently struggles. And you're saying positive shit about him, that's okay. But he still has to improve. Torricelli Simpkins has outplayed Cesar Ruiz in these games. The Saints paying Cesar money. So as soon as he's even close or able to get back in there and play, they're going to shove him in there because of what they, the first round grade and the fact that they paying him some good money. But Torricelli Simpkins has outplayed Cesar Ruiz. That's the thing, and Cesar Ruiz, you can look at him and see he's stressed. He hear all of this stuff about people telling him that he in the media and the family members in the media saying that Cesar Ruiz is the weakest link. They're not lying. Cesar Ruiz is struggling. He been struggling. He lives in struggle city. That's what he does. He doesn't know I ain't gonna say most of the times, but at least half the times when he's blocking, he snaps out, he don't know who he blocking. Guys run right past him. He's late to the party. A lot of his blocks are not clear out blocks, like he's not flattening these people and pushing them out. It's like the Saints are just holding up plywood. Like you got something you just holding it up just good enough just to get around it. We need to flatten these people out and push out and dominate. And Cesar Ruiz has been shown that he's not a dominating offensive lineman. Anyway, let's kind of look at this injury list, fam. 10 Saints players. This is Friday's final injury list here. Sean Yidam, the only one out. And you're seeing that the Saints did pick up Mike Davis into the fold. They're expecting the 9-year veteran to help out in the secondary. He's familiar with Coach Staley's defensive principles, so he can come in and help provide veteran leadership in the secondary for the Saints, which is much needed. Juwan Johnson also went from limited to fully practiced. That's good. Alvin is limited with the ankle and is questionable. Trevor Penning is full practice. Justin Reed cleared a concussion protocol on Thursday. Actually, Wednesday, he went full. And we'll see what happened with his call. He fully practiced, and we'll see what happens with him going into the matchup. Cesar Ruiz was limited, then with fully practiced. A lot of people anticipated him missing 4 to 6 weeks and being out of this thing. So it'll be interesting to see just how well all this happens. We're dealing with this team, and we'll be able to kind of figure that out. All right, anyway, man, let's keep it going on this thing, man. Keep it full on the practice here. All right, anyway, that's Cesar Chase Young. Now, the big thing is also Chase Young is back. Getting Chase Young back helps out Carl Granderson. We don't have to worry about Carl Granderson being on that side anymore. He gets some help with Chase Young, who fully practiced. Dylan Raduntz is also fully practiced. John Ridgway is fully practiced and is looking for the word to be called up to help the Saints run stuffing efforts. Divine Gacho also fully practiced, and he had just a NIR designation, which is not injury related, which is a rest designation. So Ridgway, as you can see right here, is a guy that the Saints traded picks for to get here, and we could use John Ridgway's run stuffing ability to help stop these offenses from gashing the Saints like we were being gashed. We've really been getting handled there, and interiorly, we have to be able to stop that. So positively, if you look at everything, a lot of the Saints players, including the offensive linemen, are fully healthy and ready to go. So all the injuries that we've seen, some of these guys are coming back. We're seeing some help with Chase Young, hopefully some run stuff and help with Dylan Raduntz coming here. And we're going to see what happens, and based on what they do, if they can elevate them to play. We'll see. But then again, you don't have a list on that as well. This is for the Pats. As you can see, a couple of guys out, Jalen Hawks and Antonio Gibson and Keon White, the defensive end. Those players are listed out. Christian Ballmore The defensive tackle is available. So is Clavion Chasen, Joshua Farmer. They're good to go. Anthony Jennings, the linebacker, is listed as out. Milton Williams, the big defensive tackle, is good to go. Questionable are linebackers Marty Mapu. He is a game-time decision. Christian Gonzalez, the big cornerback, is listed as a game-time decision. And Charles Woods is also questionable. Mike Onwenu, the guard, is also good to go in the matchup. So the Patriots are dealing with their own standard or type of injuries coming into the matchup against the Saints, but they're trying to kind of get past all of that kind of stuff, right? Kind of elevate. All right, some news today. The Saints did activate linebacker Nephi Sewell to the active roster. So they elevated Nephi to the active roster. And Nephi is a wonderful special teams linebacker. So the Saints are doing a job there to elevate him and bring him onto the team. In injury update, the team downgraded John Ridgeway to out for Sunday's game. So John Ridgeway will not be available, even though he did clear practice. We most certainly could use Ridgeway's abilities, his run stuffing ability, and we'll see what the Saints have dialed up to try to stop all that from happening straight off the bat. You know, we really need that, man. We need that run stuffing stuff. We're really struggling with the run stuffing affair, right? All right, anyway, let's keep on pushing, man. Let me get this other stuff tuned up for you, man. For the Saints, I was looking at a little college. I was watching Deion Sanders' team play today. Right now, I think they're up by 21-17. Watching them go at it. But yes, it's going to be interesting because watching the tape, like I said earlier in the week, I was watching the tape dealing with the Saints, and I was kind of in my feelings a lot about what I was seeing because it just wasn't smart play calling on a lot of things I was seeing. Like when the defense gives the Saints, and I reiterated again, and we'll see if the Saints will fix this on the upcoming tape that we'll see after this matchup. Is the fact that, you know, what I was kind of, I'm adamant about is better, higher IQ play calling. And whether you want to fix that to the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and the quarterback, whoever you want to put them on. I don't care. But we need higher IQ play calling here. When the defenses are giving you agreeable looks to get vertical, take them. Don't run into heavy box fronts. If you're the New Orleans Saints, we need better decision making in terms of that. Because what I was seeing, man, with that kind of really pissed me off, man. I was kind of like, man, this don't make any sense. This is stupid football. You know, if we learning anything about defenses and believing what they give you, the defense, and just put it to you like this, fam, before we get into the breakdown, because this is actually a part of it, is that anytime you get into a situation where you're facing off against this defense and the defense is giving you favorable looks, right? And the looks are they're playing back and they, you know, you will attack up front. They're allowing you to play up front. And you take what the defense give you. You guys have heard that before. You've heard that all the time, too. But there are also times where the Saints operate east to west. So they're within a 8 to 10, maybe 12-yard parameter, right? Where they're hitting you with these east-west plays, these slants, all these other things, right? Y'all see them, the little option draw play that the Saints love so much, this little option draw where they run. If the defense is seeing you not take as many shots, they're not going to always have those safeties back there. They might do a single high look and have that safety around that realm within the circumference of between that 5 to 10-yard area. They'll hover around there and junk that area up and make it difficult for you to pass the ball and have people positioned in places where you're trying to fit in between there. That's why it's so important to attack downfield. And I've seen on the film where the Saints had opportunities to do that. They had opportunities where they could have gotten downfield and simply had that dumb draw play what they was using, or they had some dinky donkey do play. You know, I don't understand that. You know, I was like, man, listen, I'm looking at Nussmeier saying, you are the offensive coordinator. You're the boss of the offense. Even though the head coach is the boss of the team, the boss of the entire offense is the offensive coordinator. He's the boss of everybody, including Spencer Rattler and everybody else on the offense. The offensive play calling I'm saying it has to become more intelligent. We all know they got to play better. We all know they have to execute better. But I'm saying you have to be able to recognize what the defense is giving you and take advantage of it is what I'm saying. And we're not doing that. That's why those plays look funky and stink. Like you see them with the Taysom Hill plays on the back of the game when they're trying to run Taysom off right tackle. And guys aren't blocking because they're running up against the boxes. The boxes are loaded. Safeties are close enough. They're not pushed all the way back. The safeties are close enough where they can come up and make a play around the line of scrimmage or around the linebacker level. You see that all the time. I said in the previous stream, you have to train the defense. And I'm saying the opposing defenses, you got to teach them not to play with you, meaning you will be going deep. Not one time. One time is good, but it's not going to train the defense. Like if you take a shot where you throw the ball like they did with Rashid Shaheed and he takes it to the house, that's not enough. That scares them for a play or two, then they right back where they were because they know that's not what you're accustomed to doing. They know that you're a dinky-donkey do-ass team, that you haven't consistently created fear in opponents where you're utilizing the speed that you accrued through training camp to stretch the defense, to put stress on the defense. You're not doing that. You're using all this speed and you're keeping it crossing each other or doing this stuff where they're within this 10 yard or 12-yard bubble or where it is. And maybe you have these routes going, but one guy going vertical. And then the crazy part about it is the Saints have to be able to deal with verticality because if you're not attacking downfield, the offensive line is not holding up well enough where it is protecting the quarterback. Like the line is not holding up fast enough where he can progress, go from left to right. A lot of times you see Spencer Rattler forced out of the pocket and forced to create plays with his legs. You know, it's very few times that we see him stand confident in the pocket and deliver. You know, and even when there were plays where he had a deep strike, the pressure forced him to make a quick decision. So what does he do? Spencer Rattler is not a gunslinger. He's not a gunslinger. Spencer Rattler is very conservative with the football. You can tell how he makes his throws that he don't put the ball up high so guys can pick it off. He puts it at a way where the ball could be caught by the receiver or it just hits the ground. Like a lot of his passes have a downward trajectory on them. You know, they tend to go down. So you see most of the time the receivers get low to the ground to get the ball and try to turn and make a play because he's not putting the ball in dangerous and hazardous ways. That's just what it is. So at some point, they're going to have to change a lot of this, meaning they're going to have to tag downfield. They got to stretch it out. And that speaks to what I say all that to speak to this, fam, so I can show you the stats. That's why these stats look like this. If you look at the stats the Saints have, it's showing you, hold on, let me see if I can superimpose. Look, here it is right here. As you see, 1-4. But if you look at the Saints offense, people don't realize that the Saints are averaging 18.4 points a game. 18.4 points per game is 27th in the NFL because everything is more difficult. The Saints are not attacking and getting downfield, right? We're not hitting it. We're not hitting it and doing what we got to do. We're doing it like that. That has to change. That has to change. And then, of course, you look at the defense. The defense is giving up 25 points. Well, actually, the Saints are giving up 18.4, and this is wrong, man. Saints ain't giving up no 17 points a game. That's incorrect. I wish they was giving up that little bitty amount of points, but that's not correct. The Saints are giving up about 20-something points a game. They're not giving up no 17. You know, I'm gonna have to check on that because I remember the last stats we checked on them statistics. They're not giving up or keeping people to 17 points a contest. That's simply not high. That's wrong. I wish that was right. The Saints are giving up 27 points a game, which is 24th in the NFL. Now, I might be reading this wrong. That might be what the case is, because usually you got the Patriots stats over here, the Saints stats. This is wrong. This is actually supposed to be 27, not 17. That's what got me messed up in the game, right? But anyway, 18.4 is what the Saints are doing offensively speaking. That has to change. The Patriots right now are 25 a game. That's tied for 11th in the NFL. So you got a top 11 offense, and they're giving up 20-something points a game in terms of the defense, which they say is tied for 10th in the NFL. The Saints are giving up 20. What is it? Let me, if I remember well, the Saints are giving up 27 points. Again, because I covered this on the previous stream, they're giving up 27 flat, which is 24th in the NFL. You know, and that's when you can understand why that kind of thing is going on with the offense, because we're not stretching them. Everything is close and it's just confined. We have to make the game easier and create space for ourselves by attacking downfield to stretch the defenses out. That'll provide you the space you need to operate. So total offense, the Saints right now, 307.2 yards a game, which is 24th. The Patriots are 336.6, which is top 15 in the league. The Saints are tied for 13 and running the football offensively, 117 yards a game. The Patriots, not so much, 95.2, which is 27. The Saints passing the ball at 190.4, that's 25. And the Patriots are 241.4, which is 7. It's tied for 7th in the NFL. So they got top 10 offense right there. Passing the football, top 15 in terms of its all-time, in terms of the yards that is averaging in the NFL, which is basically middle of the pack. And to switch over to the defense, the Saints right now, 326.2 is what they're giving up totally defensively, which is 18th. The Patriots, 327.8, which is 19th, right behind the Saints. And then you see the Saints allowing 122.2 yards a game, which is 20th in the NFL. That's way too many yards to allow over 100 points rush, to allow teams to rush for over 100 yards on you per game is something that I wouldn't like. That's way too high. We have not yet fixed that through 5 games. Remember, that was a big problem the Saints had last year. They had a nasty, funky problem with stopping the run last year. And look what we're doing this year, 122.2, which is 20th. Now, I do know that a lot of that is geared to the fact that the Saints are a team that always seems to, what's the term, that offensively do a lot of 3 and outs. So as long as you're doing a lot of 3 and outs, that puts pressure. Well, I didn't say pressure, and it puts your defense on the field longer than what they should be, which at times leads to breakdowns and allows the teams to add points or score on your defense, which kind of drive these type of statistics up. So if the Saints were better on converting on 3rd down, it would drop a lot of these numbers because it would keep the defense off the field. They'll be a little bit more fresher in their approach. So it kind of culminates when one unit doesn't do well, it falls on the other to handle up. And if they're not handling up, it could be problematic. And of course, you look at what the Patriots are doing from the rushing attack, 85.6, which is top 5. They're good through 5 weeks of stopping you from running the football. This is something New Orleans has struggled to do, even though we call the 13th in the NFL. The Saints have all of their, what we see as their starters, quote unquote starters, on the offensive line back. So 85.6 is going to be a challenge for the Saints to move that defensive line for the Patriots. And of course, the defense, the secondary, passing defense, the Saints are 204 flat, which is top 10. That's very good. The secondary doing a wonderful job. Their secondary is not too much, 242.2, which is 27th in the NFL. Punt return average, you can see the Saints 15.2, 20th. The Patriots do pretty well in the punt return area, 25.3, which is 6th. Saints 24 flat on the kick return, which is 25th. Patriots almost middle of the pack, 25.5 there. You can see the turnover margin jump for the Saints, +5, tied for 4th in the NFL because of that game last week where the Saints had 5 turnovers on the Buffalo Bills. The New York Giants. And that was able to kind of flip our turnover margin to a +5. So that's very positive. Can we do that this week against the Pats? We'll see. -1, the Pats are 19th. Time of possession, Saints averaging almost 29 minutes a game over 40 minutes game. Patriots right around that. You can see the touchdowns, 15-9. Saints 9 touchdowns versus 15. Penalties, Saints and Pats right around the same, 42 penalties apiece. The Patriots will accumulate way more yardage, 346. So you have 2 through 5 weeks, 2 teams that are pretty much what I would determine as penalty-prone teams. So you could, depending on how this will look in terms of the game, who kind of crystallizes and stops with all the penalties will make a decision, will help them win the contest. You know, that's what it would basically come down to. We have a lot of, we got to stop the penalties. And we've done a decent job last week of kind of keeping the penalties down, and executions has to go too. All right, Jack says, Q, the 18.4 is misleading because of, it's a lot of field goals in there too, bro. But that's the point. The point is we have to generate more offense by getting down the field. You know, we have to be able to do better in the red zone. And this stuff, like I said, this ties into, they say call better plays. That's one thing, but it's such a thing called play IQ. The Saints play IQ based on what the defense given them. On that last game that I watched, you can see why they're struggling, because they're trying to force fit something that isn't there. That's what if you really watch what's happening, I'm giving y'all a game. There's a lot of people saying they need to do, and they're not getting really specific. I'm saying specifically, what's the problem with this team offense? They're trying to force fit things that are not there. If you watch the tape, it shows you that they're trying to run plays that, you know, you shouldn't be running based on the looks which the defense is giving you. Like if the defense is stacking up along the line of scrimmage and they're, you know, hanging around the line because they know you're not striking downfield, you still have to strike. You still have to get deep. You have to put out these speed guys, whoever you got, and they're going to have to attack and stretch out these defenses. You're going to have to put out your heavy-handed people. You got to put your playmakers out there. If you get out of character, you're going to have to put Alvin Kamara at a wide receiver position if you need to. You need playmakers out there, and you got a shitload of playmakers. You got Taysom back. Don't have him in there as a quarterback. I heard what Kellen Moore said about all this old bullshit, but listen, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. We know about Taysom Hill more than he knows about Taysom Hill. He might have been watching Taysom Hill from afar, but we've had Taysom Hill on this team before. We understand that the Saints, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's no disrespect to the Saints or Kellen or Nussmeier or anybody. The fact of the matter is that the Saints are not sophisticated enough to run a dual quarterback system. They're not. They're not sophisticated enough to run that style of offense because the quarterback that you have, the young guy, he's still learning the system that Kellen Moore has before him. He just got his first win. They just won their first game. They're not sophisticated enough to handle dual quarterback roles. That's the reality of the situation. And if you try that shit now, it will further complicate things and throw you for a loop in terms of your offensive, what's the term I'm looking for? Your offensive progress. There you go. That's the word I observed. If you're looking for progress there offensively, if you start this double quarterback bullshit, it's not going to help. You got to run Taysom. And I'm not saying you can't run it down the line, but once Taysom gets back and they start working more together, you can probably throw it in down the line when things get better. But only time you need to put Taysom in there is if he's a running back, a tight end, or use him as a wide receiver. We don't need him throwing passes. That complicates things. You're trying to get the young quarterback to pick up the system. And they're trying to show, so all of the games, the losses that you have will be all for naught if you throw this bullshit in here right now. More wrinkles need to be created to provide opportunities for the people that you have. If you throw Taysom Hill in there, use him as a running back. Hell, you have him as a running back and use Alvin Kamara as a wide receiver. Spread them out. Start mismatching your pieces to create deep problems for the defense to think about. Remember, you want the first thing you can do to a bad thing you can do to an opponent's defense is to force them to think. To force them to think. That's the thing. Remember, football players start fucking up if they, excuse my French, they start messing up if they have to think. It's a game that's instincts. It's an instinct-based game, meaning they're supposed to be operating off of instincts. If you force them to think, it slows them down, which you then can be able to take advantage of them. So if you have to do that, where you start mixing personnel and throwing Alvin in there and all these and Taysom and mixing these other playmakers in the same packages, not different packages, but in the same packages to make them think about it, then you'll start doing some stuff. That's when you'll really start doing some stuff. And that's game right there. That's game right there. But anyway, let's get back into it, man. This is some of the stuff that I was talking about, dealing with it. Now let's kind of hip you to the game about who the New England Patriots are, fam. Let's jump right into it. The New England Patriots, man, this is who we'll be facing tomorrow at noon in the Dome. And Drake May, 1,261 passing yards as it stands. He is in 5 starts here. This is a pretty good young quarterback, still developing. But you have a good head coach over there who come over from the Titans. Former great linebacker Mike Vrabel, and Vrabel knows about the Patriots way. He's a very commonsensical guy. He knows football. He has good weapons on that offense, and he knows that they're playing with confidence now. Drake made 5 starts. He has 113 completions over 153 attempts, 74% completion percentage, and over 1,200 passing yards. He averaged 8.2 yards per throw, and he's averaging over 252 yards per game. That's pretty good. He also can use his feet too when he needs to. He has 27 scrambles for 110 yards, and he averages 4 yards every time he scrambles, and he even has 2 touchdowns. He averages 22 scramble yards per contest. He has 2 scramble touchdowns too. So Drake May, he ain't the fastest guy in the world, but he will take off on you if he sees an opportunity, like several of the quarterbacks we've played so far. 7 touchdowns against 2 picks. He's been sacked 17 times. Has a rating of 107.8, which means we can get to you. He got 17 sacks on that line. We can try to get to what he got going on. So that's the quarterback. The running back is Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre's been there for 5 years now. He has 23 total touchdowns in the 5 years he's been there. He's a 4th-round selection. He's a pretty much a bell cow type running back for them. He does it all. He is a power speed guy. But they did draft Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. This guy is the speedster who catches the ball out of the backfield. And they do mix in Ramondre Stevenson, and they throw Travion Henderson in there. Well, now I scouted Henderson, who's a hell of a running back from Ohio State. And they got him in as kind of a change of pace running back, Ramondre Stevenson, who has 139 yards. He averages just under 4 yards a carry with 2 touchdowns. There. And Travion, you can see his numbers, 4-yard average on 32 carries. So they do good there. So, excuse me, it's kind of a 3-headed running back with Stevenson, Henderson, and May, because those guys also kind of take off. Now, Antonio Gibson, another running back they kind of use and throw in there. From time to time, he's hurt. So we won't see him. So they'll probably kind of rely on those guys. The running back, wide receivers, who are they throwing to? Well, Hunter Henry is a good tight end, who's second on the team in terms of catches, but it's Stephon Diggs. Y'all know about Stephon Diggs from his Minnesota days. 29 catches over 34 targets, 359 yards, 12.4 average. He has no touchdowns right now, but he averages almost 72 yards a game. And currently, right now, we want to keep him without any goddamn touchdowns, okay? We don't want Stephon Diggs to get loose on the Saints. He don't have no receiving touchdowns. We want to keep it that way. So Hunter Henry, 17 catches, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. So you can see what the offense is flowing through the tight end, the safety blanket. They also have Kayshon Boutte, the wide receiver from LSU, 13 catches for 208 yards. He also has a score as well. All right, so this is the thing also to kind of talk about here outside of that. And Ramondre Stevenson's also get grabs. He has 13 catches for 154 yards. He averaging 12 yards per catch there. And they have some weapons. Like I said, they move it around. But these are the top guys. Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry are guys that he likes to throw to as well as Kayshon Boutte, who's the speedster. But they do have, I ain't going to say star power with Stephon because he's not exactly who he used to be. For the Saints offense, he's still very good mixing in there, but he's still very dangerous. And we don't want Stephon Diggs to do anything to hurt us in this game. We want to kind of get to Drake, and we'll get to the breakdown and who we need to, what the keys to victory is and all this kind of stuff is. But yeah, I'm kind of giving you the game about some of these people. Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, these guys. Drake May's legs, he takes off from time to time. Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry, Kayshon Boutte, these are a couple of the guys we're kind of looking at. They also have Mac Hollins is there as well. It's another wide receiver who came over from the Raiders. And then and they have a few pieces, but these are the key guys. And of course, you move over to the defense. They have a knockdown, really excellent linebacker that I've been watching on tape for a while now, Robert Spillane. The guy is awesome, man. 40 total tackles right now. The guy is one of these linebackers that doesn't miss a tackle. He's a guy that gets in there and make plays. Spillane is a hell of a linebacker. He's not a household name right now, but I really like his game, man. Tough rock. Just a football player. Like when you look at the tape, say this guy is a football player. That's Robert Spillane. He's a hell of a football player. Just not a big name to talk about. You look at their defense, Harold Landry III. Remember, Harold Landry was a guy that used to be with the Tennessee Titans. He came over with Vrabel, and with New England, they've been doing things. He's their top sacker. He's three and a half sacks, 21 tackles for Harold Landry III. He's doing big things. Milton Williams, the big defensive end, is dealing with some injuries. He has 2.5. So does Clevion Chase, and those guys on the injury list. Jalen Hawkins, all these guys on the injury list. So we'll see how well some of these guys are out. So they'll have to kind of utilize other players to kind of generate a pass rush to kind of get us. But like I said, man, like we talked about before, through 5 weeks, the team is actually pretty good in terms of what it does defensively. Like they'll stop you from running the ball. They're a top 5 NFL unit in stopping you from rushing. They holding you to like 85.6 yards per game. And they're doing a hell of a job. According to statistics and some film, it is the best way to take the New England Patriots on is to hit them downfield. To do that, not to get this stupid, weak, dry Arizona desert as draw that we like to run all the time. You got a team, and this is the thing. Like the teams we've been facing, a lot of these teams, secondaries are in the 30s or in the late 20s. There's no need for us to try to run into the strength. Of course, eventually you're going to test what they got going on up front. But the secondary got injuries. Plus, the secondary got players missing, and you can attack them. They're not all together. So you want to make sure you get vertical with this New England Patriots defense. I mean, let's just keep it all the way funky to the third degree, shall we? This is what we need to do. Now, anyway, as we keep it moving and grooving, that's some of the players to kind of mention. We talked about Christian Ellis is another guy. He's second on the team in terms. He's a linebacker. They're second on the team in terms of tackles. Craig Woodson, and followed by Jack Gibbons. The pick guys, ain't too much picking going on right here. With some of these guys, I think it's a three-way tie between Spillane, Hawkins, and Jones. Those guys are the guys that have most of it. So they're not really picking the ball through 4 weeks, 6 weeks of 5 weeks rather of NFL football. They got 4 interceptions total. So the strength of the New England Patriots, defensively speaking, rely exclusively on their ability to stop the run. The secondary is struggling. They're a late 20 team, right? So that kind of stuff builds itself, and the footage kind of speaks to it, especially the fact that they are also dealing with injuries as well. So we do realize that. All right, so anyway, let's just kind of hit you with this is what the Patriots starting lineup look like. Let me get that full screen for the family members so they can see that as well. All right, Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, you can see Travion Henderson, change of pace back there, Stephon Diggs, Keyshawn Butte, and Mac Hollins, the big wide receiver. Keyshawn's the speed man. The tight end is Hunter Henry, and then he will have former Falcon Austin Hooper that they use in 2 tight end sets. Fullback is Jack Westover, and their offensive line is Campbell, Wilson, Bradbury, Onwenu, who's healthy, was on the list, but he's good to go, and Morgan Moses is the right tackle. Decent offensive line, no big names there to talk about, but a very decent line. You give Drake May enough time, but they did, like I said, they did surrender, 17 sacks through 5 weeks. For the defense, Christian Barmore, Tonga, the big the interior nose tackle, Milton Williams is there. And, of course, you see Harold Williams, Robert Spillane, Christian Ellis, and Clevion Chase. And the strength of the defense is the linebackers for this team. No doubt about it. Like I told you, Harold Landry III is the top sacker on the team. Spillane is the top tackle. Christian's the second best tackle. And Clevion Chase is the second best sacker on the team. So you can see the stats and the energy of the team flow through the linebackers and the defense. Remember who your head coach, a New England Patriots head coach is. There is Mike Vrabel, a fantastic linebacker in his own right, so he knows about defenses. The secondary has Carlton Davis III. Remember Carlton, former Buck, is there with Gonzalez, who is questionable a game-time decision. Like I said, they got guys missing in the secondary that they're going to have to put somebody else in. And they mentioned some of these guys are out. Christian Gonzalez, the big cornerback, is a game-time decision. The nickelback is Marcus Jones, and the safeties are Craig Woodson and Jalen Hawkins, who is out. So you'll probably see Kyle Duger be in there. So you got a 27th or 28th ranked secondary, possibly missing two. Well, you got a banged up starting cornerback and one of their safeties missing. Something tell me that if you're the New Orleans Saints, that would be an area that you want to pick upon. Once again, they're ranked 27th in the NFL and give up over 242 yards a game through the air. Just saying. Some of this shit kind of writes itself. And of course, the special teams you can see right here is Andy Borregales and Bryce Baringer are the kicker and punter for the team. Travion Henderson, speedster, is their kick return guy. I can understand why the numbers are good with him back there. He did a little bit at Ohio State. So this is a couple of the people right here. And remember, family, when I'm talking about, we talk about the Patriots. Do not take the Patriots lightly. They're a team that badly beat up on the Carolina Panthers. They 40-burgered the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. They 40-burgered the Panthers. They beat a tough Buffalo Bill team that we lost to. They beat them by 3, but they still got a win against them, and that was big. So they're riding a 2-game winning streak, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves coming into the Dome. The Saints get the first win of the season. Now, this would be big for the Saints in so many ways if they could take care of business against this team, man. If we could take care of business against this Patriot team, not only would it means a positive situation where the Saints will put their first winning streak together of the season, but it puts us 2 games closer to the 500, right? We get an upward trajectory. It's a momentum building win as we get ready for Chi-Town, 1 game at a time, right? So let's just keep it moving. Now, as we keep it going, fam, let me kind of dig in to the keys of victory, if you don't mind, right here between the Patriots and the Saints. Let me give you my keys to victory right here. All right. So anyway, this is the situation and people to watch out for and keys to victory. Drake May versus the Saints pass rush, right? Patriots weakness. Patriots offense line struggled. They allowed Drake May, they allowed him to be sacked 17 times in 5 games. That's a point of contention that we need to remember because the Saints have got Carl Granderson is 4.5 sacks on the season. We get Chase Young back, our $51 million defensive lineman. Good to finally get him back in week 6, healthy and ready to roll. We need Chase Young's whatever he can bring in terms of his pass rush. Opposite of Carl Granderson. This will be a major help for the Saints because we kind of was a one-way situation. It kind of allows the Saints defense to adjust because with us getting Chase Young back, it allows Cam Jordan to kind of slide into a bit of a reserve role where the Saints can use him outside, inside, whatever they want. You see what I'm saying? Just where we need to have them. But having Chase Young and Carl Granderson as those key pass rushers outside that would be so much better than what we were accustomed to seeing all this damn time, right? Let's just keep it all the way funky, man. This was some bull what we've been watching. But outside of that, getting him back is big. We really need that. So they give up 17 sacks in 5 games. Think about that. The Saints' strength. New Orleans pass rush, led by Granderson, returning Chase Young, strong position. Got to exploit that vulnerability. The outcome, Saints can generate consistent pressure. They can force May into making mistakes and turnovers. If the Patriots line hold up, May has the ability to be efficient and find playmakers like Stephon Diggs. Remember, Stephon Diggs has 0. That means 0 touchdowns here, right? He has some catches and all this kind of stuff, but he don't have any touchdowns. We want to make sure he leaves the Dome without any damn thing. We don't want him, smiling and profiling and doing this type of stuff here. We want to make sure he's sad and pouting when he leaves the Dome Sunday afternoon. So we have to be able to take advantage of that. The Saints offensive line versus the Patriots pass rush. Saints weaknesses, offensive line to struggle with both run and pass blocking. and will be challenged by the defensive front, especially if Clavion Chasen handles his business, if he's good to go. Remember I said it's not just Clavion, but it's also, shout out to LSU, it's not just him, it's also the Harold Landry III. He's a problem, and they do blitz Spillane every now and again. And these linebackers are an issue. They use them well in this defense. The strength of the defense is the linebacker core for the Patriots. And these guys are athletic guys. They're rough, rock-em, sock-em guys. They're good at covering, dropping in. Some of them, they're good in coverage, not great in coverage, but they drop into coverage well, and they do a really solid job of covering the field. They're moving from sideline to sideline pretty well. They're very athletic. So the Saints want to have to put their game on and put some smash down on some of these Patriot guys and be able to handle that. Means some of our guards, when they get off, slide off, or off a double block and then go to the next level, they're going to have to get crisp with that. That's another thing I see that the Saints have struggled with is block shedding. Once they engage with a block, if they're double blocking, one guy needs to slide off that guy and go to the next level to go get them linebackers, put hands on those linebackers to free up opportunities for the running backs to follow you. If you're not doing that, linebackers are meeting you at the hole and you ain't getting nothing but a yard or two if you're lucky. So that's a part of the game that I've seen sloppily the Saints have not been able to do. They'll engage and get stuck. Like they put Gorilla Glue on their damn hands or something. They don't know. They're not good at sliding off or shedding off those goddamn blockers and getting to the second level to put hands on them linebackers. You can't have nothing clean in the running game if linebackers aren't blocked. They're going to be there to get to your running back, or they're going to fill the hole. They watching. The only way that stops is you have to get your ass off those guys. Cesar Ruiz, get your big sorry ass off them blocks and get to that next level. That's what you need to do to help out your running back. That's some of the stuff that they need to be getting on these guys about, to be honest with you, fam. Sorry to be so brutal with it, but shit, truth is truth. You know, Alvin Kamara against the Patriots. Now, let me before I even jump to Alvin, if he's a game time decision, even I think he'll play, but we'll see. All right, so the Patriots have a good pass rush, so it'll be interesting to see if they can disrupt what the likes of what Spencer Rattler does, because this will be big, right? We have to be able to find out what the guys, the linebackers are going to neutralize that pass rush, which means the Saints have to play with a timing concept. They're going to have to get the ball out. And then there's a certain amount of scripted plays that the Saints operate with, right? We know this. They operate with a certain amount of scripted plays. And then what end up happening is after these scripted plays happen, then they start doing their regular play selection. But once the scripted plays run out, the Saints need to start morphing and using more of a identity play calling scheme where they're using it based on what the defense is giving them and audibling from disagreeable plays that benefit the opposition to plays that benefit them. You know, ain't no way in the world if Spencer sees them linebackers cheating up, because he's supposed to be watching that. He's supposed to be seeing all of that. Not just, waving guys through, come on, you're on the motion. If you motion, and the motion's supposed to tell what the defense is doing. That's why you motioning these guys to see what kind of looks they got going on. What's good is motion them back and forth if you're not taking advantage of what you're seeing. If you motion them, they say, okay, they playing and they inching closer to the line, which is indicating a degree that they're gonna try to run at you. They're going to blitz at you, then you need to take advantage of that. Like if you see something where they're loading the left side, you might want to audible out to the weak side where you can get you can get some weight opposite. Or if you see them crouching in and they're showing a single eye look, you might want to get vertical. That type of stuff is what we need to see, is what I'm trying to say. We need to get smarter with that and play and recognize what the defense is doing and then adjust our play calling to take advantage of that look. Right? And not east-west and everything. It's too much east-west stuff going on in the Saints attack, man. There's too much east-west and going on. That's not gonna cut it. You gotta get downfield, man. You gotta let Spencer rip it. All right, anyway, speaking of Spencer, how would he react to that pass rusher, Harold Landry III, and if Clavion Chasen plays and these guys and all these guys, how would he react to that? How would that, Could the Saints offensive line, we got all these guys back, all the supposed starters. We got Penning at left guard. We got this dude, Cesar Ruiz, hair up and ran his ass back out there. So he at right guard now. So you got all your starters back. So how do they look up against this line, against this pass rush? Can they allow Spencer Rattler protection to run this offense so he doesn't get forced into mistakes? Can they do that? That matchup, that's the crucial one. I have faith in Tolly and Kelvin and even Eric. And even though Eric not playing the best football I've seen this year, I don't think he playing all that well. I don't know if he hurt or whatever else, but he don't look like the Eric McCoy that I know. But still in all, interiorly speaking, the Saints offense hasn't been all of that. So, but it's the positive is that the heat is going where it's supposed to go. It's going to people that need to play better. The heat is on people that need to play better. In particular, I'm talking about that offensive line. So that's another crucial key. The Alvin Kamara versus the Patriots run defense. Patriots strength, the run defense, highly effective. They allow 86 yards per game, fourth fewest in the league. The Saints' challenge is they got to be committed to the running attack when they're not, in terms of the pause. Now, I know you have to test the running attack to see if that's not just a statistic that they accrue, like, okay, it's ranked that way. We know that they're good at stuffing you there, but we have to still test that to a degree. But we test that secondary more so than we need to test that running attack. Meaning you get down vertical, we flash these guys, and we just have to keep it moving. Well, I don't care what the statistics are. If you're the Saints offensive line, we know they're good there. You got to test it. Mano y mano, the Saints offensive line got to lay hands on that Patriots defensive line, and they got to get the driving them on up out of there. They got to get to turning these guys into expensive vending machines and all this type of stuff. We got to move these guys out the way like we moving furniture. Like we moving furniture out the goddamn way. Heavy wooden couches and shit. All that got to go. We got to move these guys out the way so we can open up places for our running backs to run. We can't sit up here and hold them up and shit like heavy ass panel boards or something. We can't do that. Push these guys out the way, dominate the line. Now, if the Patriots shut down the Saints running attack, which is what they're going to do, the game plan for them to come into this game is to stop the Saints from running the football, to shut the Saints down. They're looking at the statistics too, and they're also looking at the film to say the Saints are a middle-of-the-pack NFL rushing team. What that means is that they're going to do what they can to stack the box and force Spencer Rattler to beat them, which is fine. But when you do that, Spencer has to get the ball to the appropriate people. We have to put these guys in positions to be able to win, and that's what it comes down to. Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Cooks need to be vertical. Devon Velli, for whatever reason, the Saints have to get Velli on the field. Velli, the three wide receiver looks of Velli, Rashid, and Chris Olave needs to be the standard look that we need to aim at. Right? Juwan Johnson has some issues. He's healthy now. He has to be better at catching the football and blocking. He getting paid a lot of money. We got Taysom Hill back. He needs to be added into the mix with those guys I just mentioned. Kendre Miller is running the ball really well. Maybe we can use Kendre Miller in a mixed type situation. If Alvin is hurt, we can kind of still roll Alvin out in a limited capacity. We can use him at wide receiver if we need, if he's good to go, and kind of use these backs of Kendre Miller and even mix Devin Neal in there to give a change of pace back. But we got too many people out here that we're not using. We're not using the speedster. We're not using guys like Mason Tipton, these speedster guys that can get downfield. We got to flash these guys. We got to show some different looks. And by all means, we need Doug Nussmeier. Doug Nussmeier is the offensive coordinator, family. Doug Nussmeier is the goddamn coordinator of this team. Doug Nussmeier needs to be able to put new wrinkles in the Saints offense. It is going into week number blasted 6. We're still seeing that nasty, dry-ass option, a draw play that we've seen over and over again. We need to see more. We need to see new wrinkles, Doug Nussmeier. It is 6 weeks in. Do something different. Add something different to the offense. Please. Because what you've been doing, the shit ain't working, bro. Seriously. Like, people don't give Doug Nussmeier a pass on him. I don't hear nobody hitting Doug Nussmeier up and getting on him for this dry-ass stuff that we seen. 18.4 points per game, man. Let's get on Nussmeier about this, dude. He the damn offensive coordinator, for God's sake. Anyway, we got to change that. And of course, the tight ends, the Saints tight ends against the Patriots coverage, right? Patriots defense historically struggled to defend against the tight ends. That's a vulnerability we need to take advantage of. They allow 108 yards to Dalton Kincaid. The Saints' strength, the Saints can take advantage of this. They got Juwan Johnson. They got Taysom Hill. We know that Johnson's been decent, in the game. We know Taysom Hill is back. He's a matchup nightmare. We need to use these tight ends to take advantage of the Patriots' coverage units. That line, right? The best thing we can do, if you got guys that like to blitz and do what they do, we need to take advantage of what the Patriots coverage has to do. Because remember, that's a part of the game too. 200 and whatever it is, the 20th, 7th, or whatever it is in secondary, and really collectively defending the pass. We need to take advantage of that. We need to exploit that. We need to exploit these mismatches with the passing game. So having Taysom as a tight end and Juwan Johnson as a tight end works well for us. If Taysom's in there, I'll say Doug Nussmeier again. Doug Nussmeier, do not utilize Taysom Hill as a quarterback right now. Do not do it. You're going to F up everything that you've been doing in terms of trying to get Spencer Rattler to learn whatever the hell you're trying to get him to do. Don't do it. Don't do it until down the line when they have a better grasp of whatever the hell you're trying to do and we picked up some more wins. Use Taysom. He's adaptable enough to be able to be utilized as running back, tight end, and wide receiver. There's no need to put him at the quarterback position. Emergency quarterback, that's a different thing. But in terms of Spencer's out there, let Spencer be the quarterback. If they pick Spencer to be the quarterback to start the season and get wins, everybody around there that's in those skill positions have to be able to help him, not take him off the field and create harmony and chemistry issues and confusion like we seen at the back of that game last week when the offense just literally died on the Saints. So like I said, man, they have to do something better. And of course, they have to win in the red zone. I see the family members talking about winning in the red zone. If you're doing what we just talked about in the keys to victory, which is exploiting the coverage of the Patriots from an offensive standpoint, if you're exploiting the coverage units of the Patriots, that secondary that's banged up, we're throwing at the linebackers. We're doing that. We're doing well. The offensive line has to hold up in both the passing and running attack. If fans and buts about it. Spencer has to be decisive. When he sees green, he has to take off. He has to do it. He has to make the throws, and they have to be in alignment in their thought process. That's Nussmeier, that's Kellen Moore, and that's Spencer Rattler. They have to make a onus to get downfield this game against this 27th ranked secondary. They have to make sure and put an onus in the game to get vertical, to take shots, to get downfield. They have that. There is no. It's week 6. It's week 6. They have to make it a priority to get downfield, to get vertical. That's the key. So, and from a defensive standpoint, we covered that. Just to go back over it, the Saints with Chase Young back should help. Add pressure. Also, pressure with smart blitzing, meaning not dumb pressure, where you pressure the guy and then create lanes for him to escape through. No, none of that. Saints have to be able to create pressure and contain. Pressure and contain. Pressure and contain. So it allows guys to handle it. So that's a big problem because Drake May will leak out on you. He will escape and pick up 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 yards. He averages what, 20-something plus yards or 30-something yards a game in scrambles. Can't let that happen, man. We have to shut that down ASAP, right? A-Camp, we got to shut it down. So outside of that, man, that's some of the stuff we talked about. The pressure on Drake May and, of course, the secondary. Been doing what it's doing, and we have to stop the running attack. We have to stop Lamondre Stevenson. We have to be able to stop them from getting Henderson to change the pace back, those guys getting involved in the game. We have to take that away from Drake May, contain him, pressure him, and force him into bad mistakes, to make bad decisions. Sounds easy, it's tougher, but that's why they pay those guys the big bucks. They got to handle that. We have to dominate on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive. Patriots is not going to be a walk in the park. This is a team that's coming off a 2-game winning streak. They beat the Buffalo Bills, who was the boogeyman in the AFC East. They're feeling pretty good about themselves, fam. They're coming into the building, and this win, you're going to have to take it away from them. That's game. All right. So anyway, that's what I got for y'all, man. On that, if y'all got any questions, man, throw it in the chat. That's what I got for y'all, baby. That's what I got. Throw it in the chat if y'all got any questions, man. And I'm gonna go back to my poll that I did put up the other day. That's in the community section of our page right here. That kind of asks the question. We got over 400 people that voted on our poll, and I asked them, "Hey, fam, who's gonna win this game?" And 85%, over 400 people voted. 85% of the who dat said the Saints got this. 15% says the Patriots. That's pretty big. 85% of the people posted. So that's the case, man. I really hope that that's what really happens. The Saints come out with a W against the Patriots at home, and what that does is that'll make the Saints 2-4. That'll put them on a 2-game winning streak. Very big momentum win, and it'll take them into the Chicago game on the road against Caleb Williams and Spencer Rattler. That'll be the game. I ain't gonna even get that far. Let's just make sure we take care of business. Dedrick, good point, Dedrick. I will put them on special teams. That's right. Special teams in better. And we talk about offense and defense, but let's talk about special teams too. No more missed field goals by Blake Grupe. Right? Kai Kroger has done a decent job of punting. He had one last week toward in the back of the game I didn't like. That, that's one thing, but Blake Grupe needs to no more missed field goals. He has 5 misses through 5 weeks. It averages a miss a week, even though there was a week where he didn't miss any. He skipped a week. And the following week after that, he missed it. So that's too many missed field goals, Blake Grupe. And we're talking about a lot of those in the dome. A couple of them with some chip shotters that he's supposed to hit. That 37-yarder was something that he get paid for. He's supposed to knock that one through. So Blake Grupe has to improve. The Saints, and matter of fact, the entire Saints special teams must improve. That's why I think Nephi Sewell was activated, because he's one of these guys that's really good on special teams that makes these special teams tackles. So he will be a bonus there. I don't know how much of a bonus, but he's a plus there on special teams. Activating him. They did activate him today. That's special teams. In the kick return game, the punt return game, it's just right now the special teams are not doing a very good job, as a whole. They are not really doing in the kick return, punt return. They're not flipping the field to help the offense. And that's something that we really would like the special teams to improve upon. So through going into 6 weeks, the Saints have to take care of business on the special team side. We can't do this other foolishness here where we stumbling and bumbling, all that kind of BS. We got to handle business on special teams, no doubt. Grupe got to hit these field goals, man. Especially if you're in the dome, ain't no wind blowing. What you missing field goals for? I see a 50-yard field goal has a degree of difficulty. But anything inside of there, man, like anything 40, and he from 27 and 28 or 37, 30, these are in-dome field goals, man, get paid for. He's a professional kicker. He's supposed to knock those through. There's no weather component to that. You're kicking in your own dome. You're supposed to know the field. You're supposed to know how things go there. So, his 5 missed field goals is a lot of field goals. So that's also very big, right? All right. Anyway, fam, let me keep this thing going. Shout out to you guys for being in the building. Any questions, throw it in the chat. Dedrick says, I thought our O-line was terrible. Patriots gave up 17 sacks in 5 games. Well, yeah, and then the crazy part is they give up the sacks, and then another time they look like a really good line. So it's really crazy, right? How it works. So don't let it fool you. They're not a trash line. Like they're giving up the sacks, but then one moment they look really good. That's why they really clicking over these last couple of weeks to get it, because the line is really coming together to help the quarterback to keep him upright. And that's a big part of it, right? So anyway, we're healthy. What's up, Desi? Shout out to Desi. Big ups to you. Nola boy Jay says, hey Q, you think the sink is going to be down here a long term with the 10-year list. The sink? I don't understand what you're saying, Nola Boy G. You think the sink? The Saints. Okay, the Saints. Okay, I had to play detective right quick, brother. Hey, man, y'all know they made Matlock a woman? Did y'all know that? Put one in the chat if y'all. I just found that out a couple days ago. I'm like, there's a storyline like, is this his daughter or his something or other? None of that. They just say, hey, nah, we just gonna turn him into a woman. And it's Kathy Bates. And I'm like, why y'all doing that? Just make up the own name. Why you gotta do that? Just create a character out of nothing. Just create something new. She good enough to create a new character. Why y'all gotta do all that BS, man? I don't understand that. Just make your own shit. Why you gotta try to, I understand if it was a playoff for him. I don't know, man. It's Chris crazy, man. I don't know. I don't see what's the meaning of that. Just create a new character. People do it all the time. Why you gotta try to change this, that? I don't understand none of this, man. All right, anyway, Dedrick says, no, I'm sorry, bro. Let me answer your question, bro. I went on the sidebar right quick. I went on the sidebar. My bad. All right, but anyway, do I think they'll be down here for 10 years? Is that what you're asking, bro? Well, according to what they were saying, man, the deals that I think the Saints will be here down here for a long time. I'm just keep it all the way honest with you, my brother. They're going, what's up, Cap Manny? I think they'll be down here for a long time, bro. Why? Because the Saints have a gravy train here. The city of New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, they have a gravy train down here. You know what I mean by a gravy train? The Saints make out like bandits down here. The deals the tax deals they get, the free rent on the buildings that they have. She got not just the Saints, but remember she owns the Pelicans too. They don't own the stadiums, but the deals are very favorable for them. Like the tax deals are really favorable, super favorable, almost to a unfair advantage. They don't pay any rent on the bill. I always say this. They don't pay no rent on those buildings. And I mean, the buildings are the arena where the Pelicans are at, all the Saints. They get all the concessions. They get the parking revenue. They get the majority of all the money out of that. They get the Benson Tower, and all these come with tax breaks and all kind of stuff. Why you think the lady is the richest person in the state? A great deal of the wealthy people staying wealthy is they know how to not hide their money, but they know where to place their money from taxation. You get blunted with it. So it's one of these things, man, where they know how to maneuver. You dig? So what I'm saying is, from an economic standpoint, a lot of people ain't gonna talk about this. They making out like fat cats with these contracts that they getting down here. They're not going nowhere. They ain't going a damn where. In a couple of years, she'll be pushing for a brand new arena somewhere around the convention center. You'll see. You're going to see. You're going to see. It's just, we've been out here a long time. Game is game, fam. Unless people that know the game know what time it is. You can't tell them nothing. King Chosen, what's up, fam? AKZ, what's up, bro? Big ups to you. Jack says Rattler needs to pass for over 250 yards. They should be. That secondary, bro, should be banged up enough for us to take advantage of them. So, indeed. All right, Dedrick says, we don't have to play. We should make them a healthy scratch. All right, who are you talking about? Cesar Ruiz is playing, fam. Cesar, he's in there, man. All right, thank you, Nola Boy G. Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate the question. All right, Dedrick also adds Stevenson is fumbling issues too, so there could be an opportunity there. Yeah, we seeing it. Desi says, yeah, I'm not feeling the kicker at all. Gundam, shout out to Gundam, says, yeah, Groupie. Got to tighten it up. Training wheels off. Indeed, bro. I mean, five missed field goals in 5 weeks is not good. It is not good, my friends. Gundam says, Groupie, anything 40 yards and under should be cash money, especially in the dome. That's your place. What's up, Desi? I mean, Beverly. What's up, Bev? Shout out to Bev, too. Good to see you. Yeah, y'all ain't know that? Y'all ain't know Matlock was a woman? Kathy Bates. I seen it. Now, listen. I'm like, man, I just don't get that, man. Just create, y'all intelligent enough, the writers, they got just create a new character. It's Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates is an excellent actress. She can be able to take a character and just create a whole new thing, like they did with Murder, She Wrote. All these other female detective characters. They don't need to take Matlock and make them a woman. Why? Why are we doing that? I don't understand none of that. Willie Cameron says, I heard Caesar Salad back in practice. He's. I just looked at the report. Looked like he gonna go, bro. He's supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, I know. The Torrey Sally Simpkins about. Yeah, indeed. Y'all already know Torrey Sally was gonna take his job. Oh, don't worry about it. He gets back out there, and if he don't step his ass up, Torrey Sally Simpkins still gonna be taking his goddamn job. He rushed back. If he rushing back, he better be ready to play. Gunnup says, Q, will Chase Young be on the pitch count? Not certain, bro. I haven't heard anything about them restricting him. He's supposed to be good to go. He's been sitting down for 6 weeks now. He shouldn't be on any type of pitch count, right? Trey says, Q, is it wrong to be excited for the Pels so early? No, absolutely no, it's not wrong, bro. The Pels are going to be a good team this year. And I talked about it on PPR. Shout out to DC and Lex. We talked about the Pelicans. And the fact that Joe Dumars is there, Joe Dumars is on Willie Green's back watching him. We know one of the biggest problems the Pelicans have is Willie Green because he's not a very good coach. Just to put it lightly, I like Willie Green as a person, but as a coach, he don't need to be here. But the reality is Joe Dumars is there. And the only reason Willie's here because Gail Benson would not let him get rid of him. So Joe Dumars is doing the next best thing. He's staying on his back, giving them game about the players, every day feeding them game. Because Joe and I talked about this on the show. I said people don't realize that Joe Dumars, top 50 NBA player, greatest player of all times, 2-time champion on the court, well, most respected defender Michael Jordan has ever faced. That's an accolade within itself. Plus, he won a championship as an exec. And what I'm saying is he's smart enough to have been a head coach. Think about that one. He's smart enough to have been a head coach. He jumped from player to executive, but he could have been a head coach, and he's smart enough. People forget that about Joe Dumars. He knows the game. He knows the game. So if he's helping Willie Green out right there, that's big as well. So you are right to feel excited, bro. You're right to feel excited. All right. Yeah, it says not the same, Q. I know. Yeah, it's kind of real. Jack says they're going to change Matlock to, I don't know what they're going to do, fam, to be honest, to go with you, man. But yeah, she says not the same. Yeah, I know the backstory on the character is not connected to the old one. They share the name. Like, why do that? Why not do Angela Stansberry character again? You see what I'm saying? Why just do something else? I don't get that philosophy. All right, anyway, big ups to you guys. Appreciate you. Let me move to, before I cut you loose, man, let me play this, man. This is what, I was looking at the other day. I don't know if y'all seen this character right here. This man right here. I've seen this guy right here, man. This guy was cutting up. This guy right here. Y'all seen this? Put one in the chat if y'all seen this, man. Did y'all see this? Yeah, that would be something. Desi said they don't do nothing new. They have a new Magnum PI as well. Really? Is it a lady? Is it a Magnum PI lady? I don't know. But anyway, listen. Did y'all see this dude about this guy here? Now, this all started from this guy went on an absolute rant about, and listen, he wasn't wrong about what he was saying. I just thought it was very funny to watch him just crash out. I mean, the man literally crashed out several times in his interview. So I thought it was funny enough, man. I just wanted to play some of it for y'all, man, so y'all can kind of hear, and we'll just listen at it together. Here we go. Put one in chat if you can hear.
Today, talked about the speed of the receivers today making a difference in this game. And then he said, Deion didn't play against guys like today. I mean, the guys today can really run fast. Deion didn't have to go against really fast guys. And then this mug puts my picture and Jerry Rice's picture up.
Prime wasn't covering the people that these boys are covering either. He's in an era where he's a fucking alien or somebody from the future that was dropped off in the wrong time.
But he could come in this time and
yeah, because he can ball in this time. That's what I'm saying. Like, the receivers from back then.
Might not be Prime, though. Who are he going to be?
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying, you got a lot of people. You got a lot of guys. You got to line up every week.
Every week.
Yeah, I get it.
Elite wide receiver.
I get it, but shit.
These guys that he played against weren't that fast, bro. Like,
I don't know.
They were stronger, but they weren't that fast. These guys.
If you watch Homie talk, Homie's literally talking out the side of his mouth for real. I mean, I can't even do the shit. But dude literally talking out the side of his mouth. I don't know why Michael Irvin got so mad about this. But the guy literally talking out the side of him. Of course, the guy don't know what he's talking about. Of course, he don't know what he's talking about. This is a clear example of guys not knowing their history and not doing any tape research on none of these players. Of course, he don't know what the hell he's talking about. But it just set Michael Irvin the hell off. The dude don't know what he's talking about. No doubt about it.
No, they big, they fast, they can jump.
They were there from the
Custom
past.
clothing labels with tap
Hold on,
stitch
fam. I'm
is
sorry
easy.
about this. The little pad. But it was the same thing from the past. It was the same thing from the
Are
past.
you shitting me? I'm like, are you shitting me? Oh, wait. Oh, wait a minute. We are the two most accomplished receivers in the history of this game. And you're talking about the most important things, championships. And your stupid ass talking about running fast like people weren't running fast back then. Are you shitting me? Why do you talk on a microphone? Why do you have a microphone? What the hell are you talking about? I don't even know your name. And I certainly don't know your game.
I don't know your name or your game.
I don't see you every year with a gold jacket in that Hall of Fame room. I don't see you anywhere great players are. So who the fuck are you to talk about what? Deion Sanders couldn't cover these guys today. First of all, I'm going to do just like the airlines tell you. What does the airlines tell you when you're on the airline? If we have a problem, put the mask on yourself, then put it on your kids or any loved ones who are with you. So I'm going to save me and this dumb shit, and then I'm going to talk about time in it and save him from this dumb shit. Let me tell you something, Holmes. Let me tell you something. And the Bible says it. He that argues with a fool may be considered a fool. But I'm ready to be a fool today. Like, dude, do you really know what you're talking about? Do you really have any clue at what you're talking about? You think there were not fast guys in the league when I played? You think Tyreek Hill can outrun an Olympian like Bullet Bob Hayes, who played before me?
Okay.
You think he can outrun the Ronaldo Nehemiahs who tried to play in this game?
Okay, I don't know who that one is.
Because they wanted speed in the game, but other things were required when we played. You must get to run around and play fucking 7-on-7 touch football. We had pain in our game. Y'all don't even know shit about pain. Every route you got hit, even running around in the middle of, you could get tapped by those linebackers. They took all of that out the game because y'all asses were soft and you couldn't take it. You come from a damn era of everybody gets a trophy in NIL where nobody fights for a starting job. I ain't started. I'm going to go leave and start somewhere else. Get the fuck out of my face talking noise until you know what you're talking about. I will dominate this era of football. Dominate. Football's not about running fast. It's not about speed. It's about getting the job done.
Facts.
It's about getting the job done. And you won't tell me you know somebody that got the job done better than me? Better than Jerry Rice, that you're going to use our picture and trying to make your point? Are you stupid or are you stupid?
Are you stupid or are you stupid?
Everybody got a podcast. Everybody got a book. And everybody don't know what the hell they're talking about. There was separate from ball, separation from the football. And it was allowed. It was encouraged. It was actually praised when you knocked somebody out. If anybody hit your asses, they'll suspend them for 3 weeks. You couldn't even play when I played the game. And some of these fucks you're talking about, they couldn't even play when we played the game.
Damn.
And even to tap on to how dumb you are and how stupid y'all asses are with oh my God, When you started talking about, well, Deion couldn't play with these guys. I want to see him play with some real fast guys. See if he can play with all these speed guys. And then the first two examples you bring up was Chad Johnson and Justin Jefferson, who are not fast guys. So I'm sitting here saying, what the hell is he talking about? I don't mind you being stupid. I don't mind you being dumb. I don't mind you not knowing what the fuck you talking about, but keep my name out your mouth when you don't know what you're talking about. Keep my name and my image. Don't try to shit on my work when I won championships on every level.
Every
on
level.
every level. When they can knock niggas out. I call passing in the midst of pain.
In the
Y'all
midst
don't
of
do that. Y'all ain't never had to do that. So shut the hell up.
on crashing out. Look at on crashing out, man. On mad, man. He almost knocked his death soul with that one, man. He wanted to punch at the camera. It's crazy. Hey, y'all see it? Talk, boy. Oh man, yeah, I know. Desi said this done made my day. I know. I said I gotta share this one with y'all, man. Yeah. You heard what he said? He said, "Hey, look, this, in the Bible, you don't talk to fools because it make you one or whatever." He said he's ready to be a fool today. This man crashed out, man. This was crazy work. Let's finish up on Michael Crash, but he telling the truth though. He telling the truth. We go.
I don't mind you not knowing what the fuck you talking about, but keep my name out your mouth when you don't know what you're talking about. Keep my name and my image. Don't try to shit on my work when I won championships on every level. On every level. When they can knock niggas out. I call passing in the midst of pain. Y'all don't do that. Y'all ain't never had to do that. So shut the hell up.
Bam.
Trying to shit on my career. On what I have done. You or none of these fucks can play and do the things I did. So shut the hell up. Sick of this shit. I take it. I listen
Sick of this shit.
when he called me on Pat. I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn
About none of that.
That boy sounded like he was from 3-6 Mafia on that one.
Championships. That means I went in and made plays where pain lived.
That's true. I gotta give him
Y'all
that.
can't do that. Y'all ain't never did that. Y'all don't have to do that. You don't practice working shit. You don't take no hits. Everybody touch you, you throw a flag. You understand what I'm saying? Stop, man. Stop. I ain't trying to put nobody down, but I ain't gonna stay down and let you put me down. Are you joking? Are you joking? Dude, I'll catch 200 passes in today's game. Literally 200 passes a year. A year. I ain't never catch a pass behind the line of scrimmage in my whole career. All my passes were up the field in the midst of pain.
In the midst of pain. Okay, I got you, Michael.
Imagine
all right.
being able to build
y'all gotta remember that, man. When you talk about that, it's in the midst of pain. You know, and there was a lot of pain going on. Because Michael Irvin, as you can see right here, he's very upset with what happened. But nah, the man telling the truth. He's upset and mad because the gentleman talking out the side of his face, made a stupid ass comment. And it pissed Michael Irvin off. And Michael Irvin wanted to talk about it. He felt slighted, as you could tell, his demeanor here. his demeanor here right now. He's living a state of pistitude right here. This is what a pissed off person is in real life. He's pissed off. And he feels like the guy disrespected him and Jerry Rice and others and Deion Sanders. And it doesn't matter whether you put Deion Sanders at in any era. Deion Sanders could guard anybody in any era. That's just how good Deion was. The same with the playmaker. The playmaker won in Miami. He won. In high school he won. In Miami he won. And when he went to the pros with Dallas, he won. And Michael Irvin is right. Michael Irvin made some of the more difficult catches that you can imagine. He got popped. He got knocked on his ass. He got beat up pretty bad. So what he's saying is very true. And he's right. When the biggest moments of the game was there, Michael Irvin, as you can see, he was there. So he doesn't mind letting you know. Let's get back to Michael Irvin, be pissed off and crash out.
And I caught him anyway. And I caught him every day, and I caught him every kind of way.
His fingers kind of twisted up, too.
The bigger the game, the bigger I played. So I don't care that you stupid. I don't care that your ass is ignorant. And I don't care that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But don't use my fucking image. Don't use my image. Don't use my image. And don't use Jerry Rice's image. Use somebody else. I don't know if you did it or your producers, but whoever did it, shit on y'all. I lost the whole idea of what it takes and what it is. That's what's wrong with what's going on right now. That's what's wrong.
Damn right.
Everybody pulled one element out of the game. Oh, he can run, and you think he can play. Ronaldo Nehemiah.
I don't know who that is.
These are Olympic athletes. Ronaldo Nehemiah tried to run through that zone in the NFL, and he met God that day.
What?
He met God that day. These jokers you talking about nowadays, they don't have to see God. I had to go see God to make plays. That's right. I had to go. That means you got to go look death right in the face and say, I'm going to make this play anyway. Y'all don't have to do that. They can't touch you until after you catch the pass. Well, they separated us from pass, and I still caught it. Damn. I calm myself every morning when I wake up and look in the mirror when I put toothbrush to tooth and say, you are the man.
Toothbrush to
Have a
tooth.
plan and win the day. And you disturb all of my peace with the first thing I pick up is this mess. This mess. And this is why I don't even go on social media when I first wake up. I have to go calm myself, but I would not have you shitting on my accomplishments. And you're going to put me and Jerry Rice up. We are the two most accomplished receivers ever in the National Football League. That part you do have right.
The way still mad.
You know not what you're talking about. And shit like you and people like you should not be able to talk to anybody. How can you take them where you did not go? A championship. How can you tell them what you do not know? Courage. Nigga going to catch a slant with running lock trying to take your head off. You don't know it. And all them dudes you talking about, they can run all fast. They don't know it. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, set this up. Set this man off, man.
Dude.
Got him crashing out in the morning. Look at him.
I've seen plenty of power banks.
He crashed out. Hey, man, listen, all I got to tell you, man, when I wake up in the morning and put toothbrush to toothpaste, is that what toothpaste to toothbrush? I'm going to have to use that terminology. That's some old country shit right there. Man, I wake up in the morning and put toothbrush to toothpaste. This is what I catch. It's crazy, man. This man went off, but he ain't telling no lies. He telling the truth. Let's go back to Mr. Irvin crashing out. Go ahead, brother.
If my phone ever send me anything else,
it sends you
from your dumb ass.
You're supposed to block him, bro.
My phone.
Bro, no, you're supposed to hit the button.
If the algorithm, whoever sends it, I don't want to hear. Let me put the mask on my boy Deion.
Somebody trying to call him, say, bro, get off there.
Deion could play in this era and in any era. And all these jokers you call top corners today ain't Deion Sanders. If they're playing today, they are not Deion Sanders. I would love to see your top corner right now. And the things I would do to your top corners in this league right now. They think they are physical. They know nothing about being physical. I would be way more physical than them. I ain't gotta outrun them. This is not a fucking track meet. It's a football game. You play corner, your job is to cover me, and it will not be possible. There's more to the game than lining up, pew, and running. I can't believe I'm even giving you this much time.
Bro, you mad.
Do you know the kind of athlete Deion Sanders were? Do you know what he was?
Yeah.
Do you know what he was?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
We know.
What he was? They say he won't be able to do what he did then. Now it's asinine in all its ways.
Okay.
In all its ways.
Mm-hmm.
This game is easier now than it was then.
It is.
They praise you get knocked out. They highlighted you. I was on the set with ESPN. We used to have a segment called Jacked Up. He got jacked up. Everybody got knocked out. We put it on a highlight reel the next week.
That's true.
If you do that now, they'll remove. If your network did it, the NFL will remove you from doing any games because y'all asses are sore ass pillows.
All right.
So please, man, please. I don't mind you being stupid. I don't mind you being dumb, but you will not put my name in it. You will not put my game in it. You will not put my legacy in it, and you will not put Dion in that shit. Talk what you know, or shut the fuck up.
Let's give him a round of applause, man. He gets very pissed off. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord, help us, man. Help us, help us. This man said in the Bible, it says that you are not supposed to talk to fools, so you'll be one. That man said, I'm gonna be a fool today. Oh man. Hey man, why they making Michael Irvin mad? You know Michael Irvin is close to the line. He's about to beat his phone up. He said he was gonna break the phone. He almost did it twice in his interview. He was literally punching at the phone. I mean, man, I just wanted to share this with you, man. I ain't even a cowboy person, man. But listen, Michael Irvin wasn't telling no lies, man. He wasn't telling no lies. But I don't know why he got so mad at those guys, man. I listened to what they were saying. Them guys ain't know what they was talking about, bro. They ain't know what they was talking about. Jefferson and all these players and all these kind of stuff, man. I listen, dude, I know about that game. You know, we came up watching Michael Irvin play, the Cowboys play the Saints, the Dome Patrol. Them guys wasn't playing no games, man. You know, they're talking about speed guys, and they tried that before with the track stars and all this. You remember Ishmael, how Deion took the ball off of Ishmael's helmet? Y'all remember that? The speed said all the Ishmael boys on the Raiders, and he took the ball right off his helmet because Deion ran like a 4-3 something, like a 4-2 or whatever it was. It was ridiculous. He could play in any era. So could Michael Irvin. Ronnie Lott could, and this is true because as the game became more popular, and I think a lot of that happened due to a lot of the families start watching the games together, and then the brutality of the game. When people, man, started seeing the brutality of the game, because see, we good with it, but when our ladies start seeing the brutality of the game and they start thinking about them babies, man, that changed a lot. They tried to regulate the game. They try to make it a little bit better, but the rules now are skewed where it benefits the offensive team because they won't put the competition committee, as it's called. They changed the rules not so much because people are soft. It's not based on the softness of today's player. I think the game changed as a result from the tough and physical game that it was, because of the NFL's attempt to try to make it more pushable throughout the entire world to other groups and dynamics of demographics, if you know what I'm getting at. So eventually they had to kind of smooth out and kind of iron out some things and make it less brutal as possible. So he's talking, the game was a different level then when it would definitely real physical and would lay you out. So they changed the rules to prevent a lot of that from happening. But it still happens to a degree. But good players can play at any level. If you put Jefferson or if you put Jefferson or any of the rest of these guys in a position where they had to play in the back game, Jefferson would adjust to the physicality of the game. He would. I just think the greats, you can put them, if you got great players from whatever age, you can be able to, they can adapt to the football that's being played, a physical game that's being played. So he kind of leashing back saying he's tough and all these other guys are soft. His era was very physical. It's not physical nowadays. We know it's not like that level of physicality. So as you can see, Michael Irvin had to live amongst the pain. And as you could tell, the pain has taken a hold of Michael Irvin, as you could tell on this interview. So it is what it is, man. It was just something else, man. They had speed back in the day, man. They had speed, fast guys back in the day. But a lot of the fast guys had to watch out for the safeties. He talked about Ronnie Lott. There was a lot of fast people at cornerbacks, Darrell Green and Deion Sanders. Wide receivers are plenty. Johnny Taylor was Alvin Harper, who he played with. Alvin Harper had good speed. They had a lot of guys, like he mentioned, Bullet Bob Hayes and all these guys. They had a lot of speed then. It's just a different game nowadays. And it's not the player's fault that the game is what the game is. They just playing it as it goes, you know. But anyway, man, listen, that's going to be, and I just wanted to drop that one on you. I thought that was very interesting to hear him crash out over that, man, over that little dude. Anyway, yeah, they were throwing Ronnie a lot out of today's game. He couldn't do what he did then. Then they got players, Ronnie would hit players, but Ronnie would hit you legally. They had a guy, I remember, used to hit people with the crown of the helmet, and they threw his ass out of the league. I forgot the guy. He used to play for the Cardinals. Y'all put his name in there. But yeah. Yeah, Cutter Ray says certified crack. This was a crack. Look, he's still mad. Look at his face. He's still mad and the video over with. All right, 504 says Q. He right. We seen it with the Granderson roughing call. That was really bad. Made me not want to watch it. That's just a horrible call. This is, like I told you, the referees are not real in the NFL, man. It's like, I know they're getting coached from New York, and that's not supposed to be the case. If you're allowing referees to referee, then these guys supposed to be doing it per game. You'll see them go to watch the replay of a play and hear them talking on the appendage to somebody. Who you talking to? They're talking to the league headquarters to tell them what call to make. That's they remote controlling the referees from New York, and that makes the game fake. You know, and that's what I talk about. So a lot of the game ain't controlled by the players. Players play the game and get their paper. You know, a lot of this is controlled on higher than with the players. These are businessmen that never threw a damn football before or made a tackle. They never threw a football. Did you hear me? But they run a football league. A lot of them never caught a football before. You see what I'm saying? Have no concept of that at all, but they own a football team and make money, billions off of it. So, you know, I think all things need to be put in perspective, man. There you go. See, that's him from Arizona. Threw him out of the league. All right. Anyway, Rose says, Q, I'm gonna need you on the game call tomorrow. I'm on North Carolina. I won't be able to look at it. All right. Thank you, brother. We'll be in the building. If something happened, I'll let y'all know. All right. Dedrick says it happened in the military as well. Base training is not the same day as it was 35 years ago. That's not the fault of the people. I'm not making no excuse, but I'm just keeping it real and giving up a logical, censored, and measured commentary, not so much emotional as we see Michael Irvin. He's right what he's saying. But the reality today game is controlled by the rule makers. The rule makers want to see more points scored. That's how it is. Anyway, with that being said, man, we're going to get ready to get out on that. I appreciate y'all, man, as always, for showing up. Y'all do me a service. Smack upon that like button. Hit that notification bell. And if you're not a sub up to the Coma. Y'all feel free to give me on X. Give me a retweet. You know, retweet this for me on X. I appreciate y'all. Listen, man, y'all. And listen, tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, Saints look for the second win next week. I mean, tomorrow, get 2 wins in a row. Get the 2-4. We got Chicago after that. We need to take them stack wins. Saints need to stack wins. Stack wins. That's it. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Much love. Peace. Y'all have a blessed rest of y'all day. Peace. I'm out. Much love.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That.